talking today about AI, EVs, robotics, automation, and all the amazing technologies that are underpinning the development of our world. What is not talked a lot about, however, is that those technologies do rely on very powerful magnets and the rare earth materials that are necessary to manufacture them. So this is the building blocks of, say, phone screens, EVs, data centers, and much more than that. So clearly, very important. To exactly deep dive and understand better that angle of the smart enterprise growth driver, today we are joined by Mutlu, our expert in the space. So Mutlu, in this context, what are the most relevant trends that you observe?
Well, as you put it already, Annalisa, I think there is a significant demand growth for certain new products like EVs, AI, robotics, but also the investments in power grids that will enable that. And all of these products, they require more metals or minerals, critical minerals. Minerals like copper, lithium, nickel, rare earth. So the demand for those minerals is growing rapidly. That is one. At the same time, if we look at supply has difficulty of keeping up. So what we see is that existing mines get depleted, ore grades are declining, and new mines they are significantly more expensive and they take way longer to come to the market because no one wants them in the backyard. So supply and demand clearly at a different pace there.
Right, and who are the most important players? Like who controls the value chain actually?
Yeah, so if you look at the metals value chain, if you go very much to the beginning upstream, you will see mines all over the world, and clearly certain regions, continents, they have a higher share, but it is diversified geographically. But then if you look at the processing of these metals, the majority of that happens in China. And the reason for that is that the processing is actually a bit of a dirty process. It's quite energy intensive. So in the West, we were pretty much happy with losing these industries, if you will, and then later in the value chain buying the intermediates or the end products from China. The West is now realizing that we've become too dependent on China and is now acting. So now there is the goal to increase capacity and become more self-sufficient in the West.
So why can we not afford to wait any longer, Mutlu, to get involved in the space?
Yeah, so I think in terms of government policy, it's an arms race. So what we're seeing is that while historically the world went to war over oil, we might see disputes in the future over these minerals because they enable the new technologies. So what you're seeing is that all of these regions that I talked about, they are reacting. And at the same time, China clearly has a lead over the rest of the world and is looking to maintain that.
Well, very interesting, Mutlu. Thank you for your insights.
You're welcome.
The smart enterprise has many facets, as we just heard, right? So it's software, it's automation, it's service solutions. But what is increasingly clear is that the competition for those technologies goes hand in hand, and even more and more so with the competition for the critical materials. If we miss out and don't put enough effort and emphasis on this layer, we are risking to miss out on very important investment opportunities. So stay tuned with us.